Hi, I'm Emily Kim, and this is my scoliosis story, the extended version. Recently, I made a short film about my experience with scoliosis. Half of my experience, that is. Stay tuned to hear about my second and most recent spinal surgery. Spoiler alert, you know all the metal they put inside of my body to unpretzel my spine? Yeah, turns out I'm allergic to every single piece of that metal. I'll explain all that later. The link to the video is in the description below. I feel like a YouTuber. But I am not a YouTuber, I am a filmmaker. And as a filmmaker and learning, I tell stories based on my experiences and the things I care about in an attempt to impart knowledge, challenge the status quo, and inspire optimism in even the most dismal seeming situations. Now to the story. When I was first diagnosed with scoliosis in 2014, I had no idea what the heck scoliosis was. All I thought was, oh my god, it ends with osis. I'm gonna die. And when I found out I had to undergo spinal fusion surgery, I had just watched an episode of Lost in which Jack, a spinal surgeon, messes up in surgery and he goes,
and the nerves just spilled out of her like angel hair pasta.
And again, all I thought was, oh my god, I'm gonna die. My doctor reassured me and told me what to expect, and he was amazing, but what I really would have appreciated was knowing someone who went through the same surgery as me, just so that I could ask those personal questions like, what was the transition from hospital to home? What does it feel like to be doped up on morphine? How many shows did you binge watch in recovery? And if you watch The Office, is the British version worth it? These were all questions I wanted to ask but had no one to ask, which made me feel kind of alone. So I wanted to make a film and this video to let you know that you are not alone. You are never alone. So many kids are going through this surgery and are having the same questions, concerns, and thoughts as you. Now, my film explained my pre-surgical experience. This video will explain my post-surgical experience. When I first woke up from the anesthesia, I was very loopy and violent. I don't remember all this, but my mom told me about it later. I didn't even know that this was a reaction, but apparently it is, because I woke up throwing hands at my nurses, I was screaming, throwing pillows. It was a nightmare. I don't remember it though. Another super fun side effect that I had no clue of was my beautiful bulbous face.
Look at his lips!
It looked like someone had inflated my face with a balloon pump. Like I couldn't even open my eyes because they were so swollen. And my ginormous swollen face was due to the fact that I was lying face down for 9 hours as my back was getting sliced and diced. Also for several days I was falling back in and out of sleep because of the massive amount of drugs I was on. So my friends would come to visit me in the hospital and I'd be like, Allie, thank you so much for visiting me, and it was like this for several days. I really appreciated all of the friends and family who visited me in the hospital or sent me flowers or teddy bears. I'm also so grateful for the nurses who took care of me and the cool things that the hospital did to keep my spirits up, like bringing therapy dogs and bringing live performers to serenade me.
Baby, all I need, darkness, she is all I see.
Physical therapy also went great. I started walking only a day after I came out of surgery, and my physical therapist was very impressed, so was my mother.
She's a pretty good walker back here.
I stayed in the hospital for a total of 5 nights and then I was out of there. And for the next few months, I spent my days at home binge watching The Office, Lost, and How I Met Your Mother. I am still not over the ending of How I Met Your Mother. Anyways, by the time a couple months had passed, I was all healed up, I was feeling back to normal, my spine was straight, life was going great. There was just one tiny little problem. It started with an itch, and then we noticed a rash right along my incision line. At first we thought the sudden rash was maybe due to the steri strips, you know, the adhesive was kind of irritating my skin, so we thought that it could be that. But this rash lasted way after we took off the steri strips, and it was constantly itchy. I tried cream medicine, acne wipes, I went to the dermatologist, I asked my doctor. We had a slight suspicion that it was due to the metal they put inside me, considering the rash was only along the incision line. But we thought, no, how could it be? Surgeons use titanium because no one's allergic to it. It is an extremely rare allergy. Here's a statistic. So of course we were trying to think of causes that weren't the metal. But just to be safe, we took a metal patch allergy test. And lo and behold, I am not only allergic to titanium, but I am also allergic to cobalt chromium. What the frick? titanium and cobalt chromium, the two types of metal that comprise every single piece of hardware attached to my spine. What are the chances that I have an extremely rare allergy to these two very specific types of metals, and that my body would need a surgery that requires these two very specific types of metals? My orthopedic surgeon actually goes to doctor conferences and talks about me because I am what he calls an enigma. That's right, I'm an enigma. Out of all his years of doing hundreds of these spinal fusion surgeries, I am that one special, lucky kid who is allergic to titanium. The rash on my back was becoming a real pain in the butt. It was annoying and itchy, and it would not go away after 4 years. And I just didn't want to have to deal with it for the rest of my life. So after going through another pros and cons list with my parents, we decided that it would be the best decision to remove the metal before I go to college. This was another hard decision because I had already gone through one back surgery, and no one of course wanted me to go through another. And many people live with allergic reactions to pollen or dust, but this kind of allergy was different because it was caused from within. I cannot escape my allergy because it lives inside of me. For 4 years my allergic reaction was external, but who knows what could have happened if we had left the metal in. I'm not exactly known for my luck, as we all know. Thankfully, this surgery wasn't as intense as the first surgery. The surgery actually only lasted 4 hours in comparison to my last surgery, which was 9 hours. And it's always easier to remove something than to put it in. And when my surgeon unzipped my back again, thankfully my spine was fused and it was straight, and we didn't have to replace the metal with anything else after. The operation was smooth and successful, and the recovery time was actually quicker than my first surgery. I actually asked my doctor if I could keep the metal. They put it in a bag that says specimen bag biohazard. Here are the two rods. They kind of look like chopsticks. My friend and I are planning to sword fight with these one day. And here are all the nuts, bolts, and screws. I feel like a makeup guru holding up the products to the camera. It's been a little over 6 weeks since I went under the knife, and I'm feeling pretty good. And I think this concludes my scoliosis story time. I hope that this video helps someone out there feel a little less alone, or maybe a little more confident. And if you've already gotten this surgery, own your scar in your story. It's something to be proud of. This experience has made me stronger physically and emotionally. Most importantly, it's made me realize what I appreciate most in the world, which is my family and my friends. I would not be the strong, healthy girl I am today without them. Thank you to anyone who watched this super long video. I normally don't do these kinds of videos, but my back issues have been a significant part of my life, and I wanted to make this kind of video in case it would help anyone. Just remember that no matter what good or bad luck you have, you'll be alright, so long as your friends and family got your back.